Hey guys, welcome back to the Fieldcraft Survival Channel. I have my battle buddy, Sam, with us today. We had an interesting morning. We'll talk more about that later. But today we essentially finished everything that we set out to finish this week. This is the camo cruiser. What is it? The HZJ 75, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that the
sounds right? Yeah.
75 series that we own? Right-hand drive, Japanese truck. Glover got imported in. And this was our dream from the very beginning. So this truck for us at Fieldcraft has to serve a couple of, well, it's multi-purpose. For me, as the mobility director, one of the first things that I would really like it to do and do well is take care of me when I'm teaching our mobility experience 100%. Courses, right? Yeah. So naturally, for me, Alu-Cab was top priority because it'll give us the ability to not only do that, but give us some creature comforts while we're there. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Why don't you kind of show us some of the things that we did today, and then I'll kind of chime in and basically just describe why I felt that was appropriate for this build. Cool?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah. Guys, so this is the Canopy camper for a double cab Land Cruiser. So it's very similar to some of the Canopy campers you'll see on the roads in the US. It's just purpose built for the Land Cruiser. So we pre-built basically everything off of the truck. We had it on the lift over here for a whole day, and we got everything bolted onto it. So you'll see kind of in the back staring at you is a big water tank. So that kind of plays into taking care of you while you're out on the road and while you're teaching classes is you have 13 gallons of fresh water sitting there. You can put a water pump on it, or there's a gravity tap that we put in today. So you can rinse your hands off, rinse your face off, fill a bottle of water. We kind of treat those like Camelbacks. Yeah. So if you put filtered water in it and you keep it clean, you can drink out of it. You could even just throw Camelback tabs in it to clean it kind of when you're in the off season, awesome. Or if you feel like it's kind of tasting kind of weird. But if you treat it well, you can definitely drink out of it. And then you'll see we have a propane tank on the back that goes right into the furnace. So that's another kind of creature comfort thing. That furnace is good for 40 degrees above ambient generally.
That's awesome.
So if you're out below freezing, you'd be totally fine with a good sleeping bag. And it's kind of just like a little house on the back of your truck.
The reason why I love that is the top 3 things that you're going to be doing for like extended overlanding or camping is looking at food, water, and shelter, right? And right off the bat, he hit water. How many gallons is that again? 13
gallons, yeah.
13 gallons, so it gives me everything that I need. Typically you're looking at 1 to 2 gallons per person in your group. If this is for me, I mean, right off the bat, it's like I got 2 weeks worth of water there. Yeah. Food is great because we have the propane set up, and we'll get more into that. Yeah. But the shelter section of it is really, really nice. And what sets up Alu-Cab differently from, let's say, a ground tent, or even like a rooftop tent, right? Yeah. Is the fact that you can run that propane system and have that ambient heat and whatnot in there. And like you were telling me earlier, it's like a dry heat, so you can even dry your stuff out. Yeah. That's excellent, right? Because we're hunting, and it's typically winter or late season. Yeah. We have a mobility experience in February. It's going to be snow covered in Spanish Fork.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So those 3 things: food, water, shelter. Yeah. Top priority. So why don't you go ahead and walk us through the rest of it?
Yeah, another big thing on shelter is if you come inside and look, you'll notice the bed's pushed up into the roof. So that's a really nice thing is you're not having to unmake and make your bed every day. You can leave your sleeping bags and your pillows up there. So when you get up in the morning, you can push your bed into the ceiling. You can get up and change. So the first morning you do that in your Canopy camper, you're going to be sold and you're going to be kind of ruined for life. It's like the first time you fly first class.
Because everywhere else, you got to get out.
Yeah.
You get exposed. Yep. And then you're like frozen and your hands are, go.
Yeah. So, there's a lot going on in here, kind of still under construction. But the thing you'll notice too is the tailgate's missing. So the reason we do that is it's a lot easier to seal a truck and a camper when there's no tailgate. Because generally when you close the tailgate, you're going to have big voids on the sides. So we have a kit that basically goes on in place of the tailgate, and then the camper sits on top of that. So that gives you like a nice, clean, dry space. We do our best to really seal the campers and kind of keep them clean. But we do recommend that there's still some space on the bed for water to exit if you did get any in there. So it's really easy to climb in and out. You're not climbing over a tailgate and then closing a tailgate and a window. You're just closing your door, and then you're latching it from the inside.
Cool. So getting back to what we're using it for, we have courses, we have overlanding trips. It's kind of I don't want to say show queen, but we do use it for the shows,
It's show-worthy.
Show-worthy. I like that. So it will do all that.
These molly grids that are on the back allow you to mount accessories like propane. People do rotopacks back here. You see still a ton of space down here. So if there's anything else you wanted to put there, like a little storage case or kind of anything like that. We have our water spigot here. Nice big wind doors, so you get full access inside of the camper.
This in itself is like you get good coverage from
absolutely.
it.
So the lights are all directional, so you can kind of aim them wherever you want. Yeah, this is this door is much larger than a standard Canopy camper because this camper is taller just because for the Land Cruiser.
Cool point too. I like that you said is, our natural night vision, if you got like high powered white light and it's pitch black outside and you turn it on, there's even I think Glover talks about it. There's like a time period that your body physically has to take until it can recover.
Yeah.
But you guys have the red lights in there, and that's why we use red lights in there.
Yep.
Is because when that goes off, you are still able to kind of see and have your own natural night vision. So that's awesome. That
it also helps reduce bugs.
Perfect.
It's not 100% foolproof because it's still kind of like a heat source, so bugs still want to go there. But the red does help out a little bit. Above this is our 270-degree shadow awning. So the really kind of outstanding thing about this awning is when you fold it out, there's no legs. So there's nothing that you're going to trip over. It does have one leg and some tie-down points that come with it if it is windy and you need to be outside. We also offer a wall kit. So you can Velcro the wall kit onto the exterior of the awning. And then you basically have a giant living space outside of your living space.
This is also probably a good time to address something that we were discussing, and that's where there's like this, I was calling it a irrational fear based on my behaviour health background, but people were like scared that they could get locked into the unit.
I totally get it. I mean, I'm more afraid of my friends locking me in than anything, but like worst comes to worst, obviously these all unzip and you can get out. But I will show kind of like the container style latch on the rear door. So you'll see it's not like a doorknob. When you look at it, you're like, most people wouldn't even know how to operate it.
Yeah.
There is a padlock point. So that's one nice thing about this camper is it's completely lockable. All the latches on the side are lockable. The latches up for the tent are lockable. So if you have firearms or anything in here that's high value, you're not worrying about it. So basically this swings out of the way and then this pivots independently on its own. So when you're going to close it, you obviously make sure that this is facing the right direction. And then you go to close it and it kind of seals everything inside. So it's a nice tight seal, and you're not going to have any water or dust issues.
Yeah.
Now, that's not how you'd close it when you're inside of it. If you get inside of it, you'll notice this latch up here. So that will interface with the inside door frame. Typically, there's one down here as well. We've taken it off to suit the Goose Gear system. But when you get inside for the night, what you do is you'll latch this and then twist this out of the way.
Gotcha.
And then when you actually go to close this, sorry, I still got this closed. There's no way to actually get that to go in there.
To go in.
Yeah,
and
so
then
you're
it's
not gonna get
closed.
locked inside.
Those two latches on the inside are what keep it closed.
And we've tested it because we were curious.
Yeah.
We've had two guys pulling on this as hard as they could, me and another guy about my size, with those latches on the inside, and we couldn't get it open.
Gotcha.
It just has a mechanical advantage that you can't really defeat.
That's awesome.
So you don't need to worry about wildlife or anything else.
Or weirdos.
Yeah. So
like our friend.
I think. Yeah. But,
cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of how to keep yourself from getting locked inside of your camper.
That's awesome.
So this is a shower cube. Something I find. Not something I'm using frequently, but when I do use it, I'm really glad that I have it.
Yeah.
So if you need to change quickly, in my opinion, in my experience, I generally will just open the camper and get changed because my clothes are in there, everything's already in there. It takes about as long to pop the camper as it does to open the shower cube.
Cool.
So we'll drop this and I'll show you. It's brand new, so there might be some
a little funky
treasures inside. But yeah, so this is a pretty quick process. So this folds out, you got your fabric that comes out. These lock into place. That one goes first, and then you stretch this guy over, and you'll hear it kind of indexing. Something new with the shower cube recently is there's a roof on it.
Oh, okay.
So this can fold over the top, and so if it is raining and you want to get clean, or if you're just trying to change in a dry area, you've got a dry environment. Something nice too is they've added an access panel in here. So you can roll down your back window if you have your clothes in there.
And use that.
You can get stuff out while you're showering, put your dirty clothes in there, grab your soap, whatever.
That's awesome, man.
And the water tank has a second exit port, so you can fashion a water pump mount.
Oh, very cool.
And just run the hose right over. That's how I have my truck set up. And if I'm out on a few-day trip and I want to shower if it's hot, I mean, I don't have a water heater because I find that if I'm outside and I'm showering, it's probably warm anyways, and I don't really want. Yeah.
This is such a nice, I would say, luxury to have, especially when you're camping out. You know, your body does deteriorate, you know?
Yeah, I mean, hygiene is very important.
100%.
Like using wipes or shower pouches is nice, but there's nothing like using soap and actual water to get yourself clean.
100%.
Or even just a quick rinse off if you're at the beach or getting your kids changed. So it's a really nice feature to have, and then it's not, in the grand scheme of things, all the accessories on this truck, it's one of the more low budget options, but it's definitely a must-have in my opinion.
Absolutely. All right, we're inside this super exciting build. I have AJ, my good friend, here. We are going to be talking about GP Factor. You guys make a ton of American-made products, specifically for this build and other stuff too we're talking about.
Correct.
Why don't you give me the rundown of what we did in here?
So we make a lot of parts for Alu-Cab, mainly because we love their systems. We have a good partnership with them, and so we do a lot of solutions for the Alu-Cabs with products that we make, like our tables that we're known for. And obviously, some of the most famous products we do are going to be like the fireplace kits for the Alu-Cab campers. And just like we did here in the Canopy campers, we did one for custom for this specific Land Cruiser camper. And same exact system you'll get if you buy this camper for a Tacoma or for your Gladiator. But and it's a great way to extend your camping season and your use of your vehicle.
Yeah.
In the colder months, you know.
Where did you get the idea for something like this?
So we kind of came up with it. It's a sailboat fireplace that is used, propane fireplace. So it's a very clean burning, and we wanted something that wouldn't be, you were not running like one of those space heaters in your camper, which is not the safest thing.
Right.
So the exhaust and the intake is on the outside in the chimney, and so it's not burning your oxygen inside your camper. And the nice part is that it's a nice, like, radiant, dry heat.
Yeah.
So it not only serves to heat your camper, but also keep the moisture down as well.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, anybody who's done any kind of winter camping, it's the utmost imperative to stay dry. So
Correct.
let's say you do get wet, you come in here and you can start drying off.
Right.
Excellent.
We have a lot of customers that use them especially for skiing too.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they're skiing on
Or hunting.
and or hunting too, and they get done for the day or the morning, and they want to come in, they'll eat lunch, maybe dry out their stuff, and they'll camp for the night at the ski hill.
Perfect.
So yeah.
So what else do we have here? I see you guys got some Molly inserts. Should we get down and look at that stuff?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let's do that.
We can do that. So one of the big things we do for the Canopy campers and all the Alu-Cab campers is the rear door configurations that we kind of custom set up for Alu-Cab, and these come as a blank canvas. So what we see is the most common, probably every Canopy camper that's in the States now gets our Molly panels in the back and then our folding table system. And the Mollies are great because we do a super tight pattern. We kind of base this originally off of a lot of gear like nylon gear, like plate carriers and whatnot. So you have a lot of options for smaller pouches to really kind of organize your stuff, keep it nice and tight. You can really web the Molly in there, but you can also hard mount stuff because it is a smaller pattern. It's not the big holes you get a lot of times with different Molly setups. It is riv nutted too, so you can take these off and change out your configuration as needed.
That's awesome.
The rear table, obviously, people are very well known for is our table system. So these are going to be your two compression latches, and you've got your full stainless work table and a full fold-out cutting board.
That's awesome.
This can obviously come out so you can clean it or use it on an exterior table. And it's a really great setup for just having a quick work surface, whether it's for morning coffee, setting stuff up. If you want to kind of keep moving. One of our favorite parts of the Alu-Cab campers is how quickly you can set up the camper and like our stuff, and then you can also pack it up quick so you can get moving on the trail, the next day. Because we like to move around a lot when we're camping. So.
But it's also important, like in a disaster scenario or security situation.
Correct.
Yeah. Quick in and out.
So that's the rear door, and then I think what we're doing next month is the full electric system. Correct? Right. Yeah. So we're going to do. One of our big things that we do at GP is full power systems for campers and other campers as well. We use a lot of Red Arc components, and we build out full power systems for this setup, so it's all plug and play. So next month, I guess we'll be putting some solar panels, getting some lithium house batteries in here, and getting that full power management system in this camper.
12 volt everywhere, right?
Correct. Yep. And that'll give you guys full capabilities for adding inverters if needed, and just charging everything, lights, you name it, fans, all the things that kind of add to the creature comforts that make this an awesome rig to use, whether you're camping by yourself with your family or just with friends. So
awesome, man. Appreciate you, bro. It's been a good 2 days.
Absolutely. Yeah.